This is him being manipulative. We get upstairs and he's just talking about how hot I would be pregnant. People think Rich took underskirt pics of Emaru in this clip.
Gross, bro.
You don't like Samaru?
No, people like that.
I like this.
Oh.
I just was sick being around here.
I don't.
If you want the whole account, here it is. Actually, can somebody link me the tweet before this? Because she shows some of his text messages that like provide a little bit of context, I think. Are you in New York? Yes, I am. Oh shit, how long would be cool to hang? I've been here for a bit. I was planning on leaving tomorrow. Oh, what are you doing tonight? My friends and I are just at a bar for a bit. No formal plans, just catching up. If you want to hang out later, let me know. I was already in bed, LOL. I would catch up with you, but it's okay if you're already in bed. Would you want to come chill here? It's okay. I don't think that's something I'm comfortable with. Okay. Now, it is incredibly obvious that Rich just wants to fuck. That's the only thing he's interested in. It's painfully obvious by reading this. If you're not retarded, it's painfully obvious. On her end, it's pretty obvious that she's not interested in hooking up. That's pretty obvious. Okay, would have loved to see you. Too bad you're already out of commission, but no worries. What would you want to do? I don't know, whatever, honestly. I have a little movie theater in my building. Would you want to chill there? I don't have a trek in me to go out this late, but that way we could chill and it's not in my apartment. Yeah, we could potentially do that. She's just beyond, and maybe she's like 14. I don't know, I would have to go and read through, or maybe because women are also socially retarded, just like men are. All of you people are retarded, but she shouldn't be saying yes here. She's so desperate and so clingy for saying this. Like, this guy only wants to you. Like, why are you so desperate here thinking that he wants to be more than a boy? Like, he sold you the entire time. Like, I didn't want to leave my place. I just want to get you as close to my bed as possible. Like, it's painfully obvious what he wants. Why the are you agreeing to go anywhere near this guy? It's so stupid. Cool, when would you want to come? Once I'm done here, I could probably come by. Cool, what time are you thinking out of curiosity? I'm honestly not too sure. Okay, I'm excited to see you. I'm gonna stay up. I'm so excited. Ha ha ha. Seriously, if it's too late, it's not a problem. LOL. I don't want you to wait around if you're going to bed. I'll wait up. Send me a pic. It'll help me stay up. LeMayo, Rich, seriously? What? I want to see your face. LOL. Nice save. Do you still want me to come by? I just paid at the bar. Yeah, address, blah. Okay, be there soonish. What time you think? I'm dropping off blank at the village. I think 12:40. Okay, is that okay? Or should I just stay in Manhattan? Come over. All right. It's just so stupid. But okay, now we're gonna read her thing. If you want the whole account, here it is. Rich and I had a very up and down, on and off friendship and relationship for 4 years. I started towards the end of his career on the Call of Duty desk. Our physical relationship started in Columbus, Ohio in 2019. It was a disaster from there. Without going into extensive detail, because that's what would be required to explain it, there were several times during the 4 years that he made it clear he only viewed me as a sexual object. Yeah, seems about right. Based on the text, seems right. But when I would confront him about it, I would get love-bombed and gaslit into thinking that he cared about me and wanted to be with me. Yeah, he sounds like a boy. This is a boy, okay? This is why you stay away from boys and don't get zoned by boys. This would happen during the single periods of my life, as any time I would be in a relationship and he would text or call me, I would tell him I was seeing someone else. After he lied to me about having a girlfriend for an extended amount of time in June of 2021, I didn't speak to him or see him until he called me asking to apologize around the end of July/beginning of August. I always had a deep love for Rich as a person and friend. As the beginning of our friendship, he was there for me like not a lot of people are, so I gave him another chance to be friends. Okay. He told me he would prove to me that he was working to be a better person, that he wanted to be in my life. Then in October, he began his typical antics and begged me to come to Texas around his subathon. I said no because I did not think it was appropriate to stay with him because I didn't want to sleep with him and that I did not trust him. He also came to LA in December 2021 and asked to see me, but mainly was only asking me to come to his hotel. I said no due to the fact that I was not interested in having sex with him. There was not much communication until I was at a French restaurant, AOC, in the Upper East Side on January 30th of this year with 2 girlfriends. As the night came to an end around 12 a.m., I Ubered to Rich's apartment in Williamsburg because he asked to see me. We were in the movie theater in his building and talking, and he repeatedly kept attempting to get me to lay on him. I repeatedly said, I'm not here to sleep with you, and I do not want to do that. Why are you here? Just leave. At one point in the theater, he said, I think tonight is the last time I'm ever going to see you. This is him being manipulative, of course. After trying to speak to him for an hour about our relationship and the awful way he treated me, he just continued to reflect and said there's no reason to talk about it because it makes him feel bad. This is him being manipulative. He said he couldn't stay in that room and needed to go up to his apartment per the apartment rules. I said I don't trust that, and he promised me that this situation, nothing would happen. He was respecting the boundary I set. This is him being manipulative. We get upstairs, and he's just talking about how I would get, about how hot I would be pregnant. He then proceeded to jerk off in front of me while continuing to talk about how he thinks about me getting pregnant constantly. He kept begging me to have sex with him. I said no. He continually attempted to take my clothes off. I kept saying no. At the end, and I mean the very end, he rolled me over and put himself inside me and finished unprotected. Afterwards, I called my friend who I was staying with so I could come back, and she wasn't answering because it was late at night and she was already asleep. Rich said I couldn't stay there, so I called hotels around New York City looking for a cheap room. I asked for the nearest subway, and it was a 20-minute walk. Without saying anything to him, I left and cried in his lobby, and he texted me, "You okay?" I never replied. I left, went to a sketchy hotel in Chinatown, and processed by myself. I left New York the next day, never spoke to Rich again. I'm a 30-year-old woman. I'm a 30-year-old woman in a relationship with someone currently. I have had several relationships with people that simply did not work out, and I still respect those people, and would never make a false claim based on a relationship ending. I get nothing out of lying about this. In fact, it's almost expected to receive ridicule when speaking about sexual assault. You can believe me or not. I genuinely don't know. She got played super hard by a boy, and maybe raped. It's hard to tell what happens. Like, the most important details are kind of kept a little bit ambiguous. Like, how did we get from jerking off to her having no underwear or clothes on? To like get like, how are they sleeping together or in bed together? And he rolled over and was able to get himself inside of her. I don't understand this chain of events. I don't know how this might be my sexual experience. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I've never understood this before. I feel like the hardest part about raping somebody would be, how the fuck do you get your dick to go in a dry vagina? I don't know how they got onto the bed with her without her pants and underwear on, and then he like gets inside of her and fucking comes in her. There's this part is very weird, and it's arguably the most important part where the details are left out. However, I'm inclined to believe that Rich probably knows he fucked up, because that dude instantly stepped down and left OTK with nothing to say about it. So, yeah. Do you have background knowledge in this case? I've heard like whisperings of like Rich being kind of like creepy, like randomly floating through the ether, but it's like nothing solid. I wouldn't say like, oh, I knew this was coming. I wouldn't say anything like that. But I think most people in Austin have probably heard those whisperings, would be my guess. Most people in Austin, most of the bigger streamers have probably heard those whisperings. But I never know how much of it is true, so. Destiny, you say they should avoid fuckboys, but how does someone get to 30 years old and not know the sense of what a fuckboy does? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she was just like super in love with him and really obsessed. Let's say you're Rich and you didn't rape her. How the fuck do you defend against this? Because the texts look bad, but not as far as rape. Well, I mean, like, it seems like he's probably really, really, really pushy, and he's probably really, really rapey. Like, that's what those texts look like. And I believe her account of the events here, because they're pretty consistent with the text messages. So, yeah. She might have been naive to trust him, but he also lied to her and said he respected her boundaries and wasn't going to push her destiny. Yeah, but Claudia, no offense, but like, you're retarded if you, like, that's like, you're out with a guy and he's like, can you please come out drinking and we can go back to my place? And you're like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, oh, please, let's get really wasted. I'll respect your boundaries. And you already have a history of this guy only wanting to fuck you. And he's like, please come over to my apartment and drink. This is my other take. I'm gonna roll back out this take again, and everybody can get really mad if you want. I don't care. The only reason you go over to somebody's place is to fuck. Full stop, period, end of discussion. That is a rule that I know. That is a rule that I live by. It has never served me wrong in my entire fucking life. If you invite somebody over to your place, at least one person there has an expectation of fucking going on. There is just absolutely no reason, no rationale, no logical reason to ever go to somebody's place unless you're planning on fucking, or unless you know the person a lot and you like really trust him. It's like a close friend or somebody you've known for a long time in a non-fuckboyish way. She'd known this guy for a long time and knew he was a fuckboy. So why are you going over to his apartment at 12:30? How stupid are you? What the fuck do you think you're gonna do? Do you think he's just gonna wanna watch a movie with you and you're gonna walk away? Like, that's so dumb. She was probably going there to try to debate him into either a relationship or something. That would be my guess. Because otherwise, why the fuck are you going over there at 1 a.m.? Like, what are you thinking? Like, it's just, yeah. Why would you do that? It's so stupid. It's super sus that she's super vague about the most important rapey part. I'm inclined to not believe her until more details come out, I guess. If I had to, we'll be really irresponsible here because who the fuck cares? If I had to guess, warning, this is all conjecture. I have no idea. My guess is going to be is that once she was in the apartment, he's probably doing the thing where you push for more and more and more and more and more until she gives up. Like, okay, we're hanging out, like, let's just hang out, like, okay, oof, I'm really horny. I want to respect your boundaries. Like, can I just masturbate in front of you? Is that okay? And she's like, oh, I don't know, Rich. Like, and he's like, come on, let me just jerk off. Like, that's it. It'll be okay. And she's like, I don't know. I'm not super comfortable. He's like, come on, please. And he's like, okay, yeah, if you want, just like respect my boundaries. Like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And it was probably like that type of debate over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But that's probably like what happened until it got to the point where he was fucking her and then came inside of her. That'd be my guess. But yeah. What level on the spectrum of rape or sexual assault would you consider that pushiness? Pretty far down. Or pretty far towards the rape section. I hate pushy people. And it's so easy to rape somebody without raping somebody if you're just really pushy, right? This is gonna be like, if you go to like the dark triad of like PUA shit, like this is like the way to fuck. Is like, let me get you with some sort of drug in your system. Maybe like 3 or 4 shots or like 2 or 3 mixed drinks, maybe smoke some weed so we can break you down that way. Then let me get you in a private place so nobody can distract us. Then let me start to kind of like guilt trip you or make you feel bad. Oh no, like I'm gonna have blue balls, or like, oh, like I paid for dinner and like we've come all this way. And then it's like, and then you just ask. As long as she never gives you a firm no, because most people are too uncomfortable to do it, eventually you'll get to fuck them. That's like the dark triad, like PUA, like rape, but not really, where you just like, you break them down and then you drug them up, but legally everything is legal, and it's all consensual because they're acquiescing the entire time, and that's like the way to rape, not rape somebody. And then by the end of it, you're like, well, you never said no, and no, they didn't. And it's like, you never pushed me off you. No, they probably didn't. And then it's like, yeah, that's like the, yeah. I think, in my opinion, I feel like that type of behavior is ultra fucking scummy. Like almost on tier as just like rape for me. I think that's like some of the worst types of fucking behavior that you can do. The problem with that behavior is a couple things. Actually, no, the problem is one thing. The problem is one thing is that when so many guys do that, it makes it really hard to just like pursue normal like interactions with women. Like when I'm talking to women, especially women that I'm courting, there is so much shit that I have to account for to make sure that she feels safe, because almost every single thing that I do can be interpreted as like a I'm gonna rape you. And it's because of guys like that. Like you have to go through so much effort. Like, hey, like, can I pick you up from this place? If not, you can Uber, that's fine. Or like if I pick you up, you can bring a friend, or you can drive, or you can Uber and we can meet there. Like you have to like caveat so many different things, because so many different offers that guys do for women are really just like subtle little traps, right? Like a lot of guys are like, I wanna pick you up because if I pick you up, I'm in control of where we go. And once I've got you in my car, if we get out from dinner and I go to my car and I start driving you back to my apartment, you're probably not gonna say anything. I don't even have to ask you where we're gonna go. I'm just gonna drive you back to my apartment. And once we're there, are you really gonna Uber home? Are you really gonna leave at that point? Especially if you're a little tipsy? Like probably not, right? There's like so many mindfucky things that like guys will do to like quasi rape women, but not really, that it's just like you have to like do so much shit to like make them understand that you're not doing that. But there's also a game that you're playing, because you have to make them understand that you're not gonna rape them while not being too obvious that you're trying to make them understand that you're not gonna rape them, because then it seems like you're really gonna rape them, right? Like if I DM a girl and it's like, hey, do you wanna go out to this? Okay, here's the address and here's the time we're gonna be there and here's my cell phone number. Make sure to give it to your closest friend. Wink, wink, wink. Like, okay, well now it sounds like you're super gonna rape me, right? So there's like this whole meta of like having like the dance of like, I'm gonna fuck somebody, but I also want them to feel safe, but I don't want them to feel like I'm intentionally trying to make them feel safe, like I'm trying to rape, and it's just like so dumb. Just don't be like creepy. The rich guy's a piece of shit, is what I'm saying, yeah. But the girl was fucking dumb too. Jesus. People think Rich took underskirt pics of Emaru in this clip.
Gross, bro. You don't like salmon roe? No, people like that.
I like this.
Oh.
I just feel sick being around here.
I don't do that.
I feel sick. Can you please put a lid on that?
How do you know? Just because you see the phone in his hand? Oh, you guys can't even see it. There's like a phone in his hand here, and people are saying that he took this phone and he like.
I like this.
Oh. I just feel sick being around here.
I don't do that.
I feel sick. Can you please put a lid on that?
Does his arm go that far down to get all the way under her skirt? I don't know if I believe that. I mean, maybe, but that's like a...